Good part of the day, my dear digital friends. It is Sunday, December 20th. Someone told me that it is the worst day to do live broadcasts because people are going to church, people are busy getting ready for the next work week. But the information I would like to share with you, my dear digital friends, is just so amazing. It's so valuable information that I've made a decision. You know what? I will do it. I will give you a little lecture today for those who stutter, stammer, clutter, or simply experience fear when they speak in public. I've decided today to do something that I have never done before. Okay? Today, I will do a simultaneous translation of the video of my mentor. My mentor, Mr. Roman Snezhko. Not the best shot. You can't really see him. Hi, Fatih Fitimbosi. Thank you so much for joining you. So today we're going to talk about a very, very interesting topic. And for those of you who watch me on Instagram, I will share an image that I just posted. If you go to Instagram on my wall, you will see that image. But I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to share with you right now. I'm going to show it to you on my computer screen. Hi, Armoni. Thank you so much for joining. So this is a little image I have created, and I'm going to talk about it today. Let me see if there is anybody on stream. Yes. Okay, there are people already viewing me. Very good. So I will begin. So please bear with me because today I will do something I have never ever done. So I'm going to switch back to the view of me. And if you guys watching me on Instagram want to see all the images that I'm using in this broadcast, I recommend you go and join my YouTube channel, because this is the place where I am just using technology and where I can show everything. Instagram is just a little bit for information, but if you want to see this video broadcast and understand everything, I recommend go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Besides, it is on YouTube channel where anyone can view close to 400 videos about my work, about my 100% successful work with those who stutter, stammer, clutter, and so on. So here is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, I guess you can see on YouTube, you can see me well. And on Facebook, you can see me well. On Instagram, you only can see me. And I will be holding the phone. I'm going to unplug it because it's fully charged. I wanted to use the little headset, but for some reason this morning it doesn't work. I don't know why. So I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm going to just listen to Mr. Snezhko talk, and I'm going to be translating simultaneously. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, so let's begin. So once again, Mr. Snezhko is doing daily broadcasts, just like I do. I do it sometimes less because I'm busy and he's busy. But we do our best to do it as often as we can. When we are not working with our students, we do this. Okay, we do this live streams. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Bear with me. Okay, let's see. Okay. So you look at this new image that I just showed to you. This is the topic about how sometimes I have to kind of drive some careless students, and why some students kind of get delayed and they do not do well in the class. Why don't they achieve success right away? Because the teacher is a person who teaches, who gives information, gives some task to a student. And this task is exactly what this particular student needs. But unfortunately, not all students do their homework. Not all students work independently. So they would increase their own speech mastery, speaking skills. And for some lazy students, their step forward is a kick in the ass of their teacher. Because if there is no kick in the ass, these people are not gonna move forward. Thank God there are not too many students like that compared to thousands of students we work with. Because other normal people understand they need to move. They need a teacher just to give a task and direct, to help him or her to reach their destination. Because unfortunately, people who stutter don't even understand, don't see where they're supposed to go, in which sequence they need to act. They do not even see their own mistakes. And these mistakes are obvious for me, for example, for him. But in reality, these mistakes are not obvious for people who stutter. It is similar to, let's take a bird, throw it in the air. One bird will begin moving their wings and fly. The other bird will take the wings down and will not move and just drop down. The same thing is in learning the skill of speaking. If a person moves, keeps moving his speech instruments, his muscles, then he just continues to develop his skills. He increases his speaking skills. But if a person, a student, stops moving after the teacher has given kick in the ass, but the student stops moving, unfortunately, he stops moving and he begins to degrade. But the progress remains only until the teacher keeps kicking his ass. But the moment the teacher stops kicking his ass, that's it. The student stops moving, stops doing anything, and of course, because he's not doing anything, he begins making steps forward. I mean, not forward, back. His speaking mastery becomes to degrade. He begins degrading. This is one, the teacher is playing a role of a driver, of a pushing the herd back, the student forward, not back, forward. But of course, the teacher is not supposed to kick anyone forward. Kicking in the ass is not the role of a teacher. I'm very glad to see you guys on my channel. That's what he's saying. The teacher doesn't like when it's not pleasant, when someone wants to use the teacher not to be a teacher, but to be a driver. Just go, move, kicker. Or to be a babysitter that will constantly remind, do this, do that. This is not what we call the correct approach towards education. The student should do everything himself. He should motivate himself, drive his own actions himself. This is why I always say, teaching the lazy one is the same as attempting to treat the dead one. Because this is the same. The moment the teacher looks away, the student stops moving. When the teacher stops pushing, driving, making a student work, the student stops doing anything. This is why I'm very cautious every time when the parents of a student who stutters calls me, they call me and they ask, could you please help my child? No, I understand if a child is a little child, okay? But when this child is 25 years old, 30 years old, 35 years old, and the parents are still calling and asking, could you please help my child? My son or my daughter still stutters. Could you please help him? Could you please rid him of stuttering? And they usually say, could you please cure my child? They don't understand that stuttering is not a sickness. You cannot get anyone rid of stuttering because it's not a sickness. They don't understand that even the parents of this person don't understand, and they don't want even to understand. They don't want even to worry about it and to learn about it. They want someone to come in and fix, ba ba ba, la la la, and fix their child's problem. They want someone to solve the problem that they have in their family. They think that if they pay the money, then some magician will come, do the snap of the fingers, and solve everything on itself. Unfortunately, this kind of attitude towards a very serious problem of underdevelopment of someone's speech and their attempt to put responsibility from this person with a problem on someone else, it's never going to be successful. This kind of adult child that delegate to their parents to call someone and take care of them, this kind of childish adults, they are totally happy with their own life. They're happy that they are stutterers. They're happy that everyone is taking care of them. They're just sitting like little chicks, and their parents are taking care of them. They are feeding them. They are providing for them. They're worried about this child, adult child, and they don't care. They don't care. They're happy with their life, stuttering life. Parents are taking care of their adult child, how do I say, immature son or daughter. And they just want everyone to take care of them, feel pity about them, feel sorry about them. And they say, feel sorry about me. They say, feel sorry about me. I'm sick, I am disabled. Parents, take care of me. They don't want to change anything, okay? And when parents like this come to me and tell me, please cure my child, 30-year-old child, from stuttering, I immediately realize that this is going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work for the teacher. I will have to explain to the parents that they cannot buy it for money. Because this, your loved one, he's an adult. He would have to work to develop his own speech skills, to develop it up until it's perfect, because he has not done anything for years, and his speaking skills have degraded to almost zero. He would have to begin learning to speak from scratch. And that's when the hell of a teacher starts. Hell. It's just nightmare for this stutterer because he kind of gets from his comfort zone. Someone is pushing him, read words, learn to move his tongue, but he doesn't want to do this work. He's happy with the way things are. And all of a sudden someone comes and bothers him. Nah, he doesn't want it. This is the most non-appreciative form of education. I don't like to teach like this because I have to work according to the parents' request. And the student himself hates me. He's just waiting when everyone will leave him alone. When this educational course is over, everyone will leave him alone and he will prove to anyone, I'm incurable. Nobody can help me. I'm incurably disabled. Leave me alone. Because this kind of student, although he is already an adult, but he is absolutely satisfied with his status right now, where everyone feels sorry about him, everyone takes care of him, and he doesn't have to do anything. Okay. But here, I always say, if a person comes to me, and I have started teaching this student, we will continue teaching this student until we lead his speaking skills to become 100% perfect. But unfortunately, these kind of students ditch the classes. They run away from me. They don't want to complete their work. And of course, their parents kind of accept it because they see, okay, they cannot, it's a 30-year-old man already, they cannot push him to do the work all the time, right? He's already 25, 30 years old. And the parents feel that they're helpless, right? That's the word I couldn't translate. Okay, helpless. And, okay, let's continue. Yeah, the parents go like, what can we do? My child doesn't want to do anything. And they cannot kick his ass all the time, although when he does follow instructions of the teacher, his results are 100%. It's perfect. But it's impossible to teach someone who doesn't want to learn. No matter how many kicks in the ass we're going to give him, he's going to go back to the previous dynamics of his speech, back to stuttering. This is where all so-called unsuccessful cases, but in reality, there is no unsuccessful cases. It's the opposite. This is a great success. We finally see that the results present. The person is not sick. He can't show results. And if we record this kind of perfect results under the kicks in the ass, we can see amazing results in a very, very short time. If the person has been motivated with some kind of a kick in his ass, he can show amazing results. Amazing results of his speech development. However, motivation may just go because the main motivation for this person not to do anything and to live as a parasite, depending on someone else taking care of this person, not to do anything, to stay idle. That's his motivation. This is why he's going to continue to stay in this condition of stuttering, not doing anything. It's kind of the same as, if someone doesn't want to go and serve the army and he pretends that he's sick, he will continue doing it. He will be pretending that he's sick, and he's going to do everything to pretend sickness, to simulate sickness, So they would not take him to the army. Okay? So, and of course, it's really, other people really feel sorry for this person because he is kind of pitiful person. He doesn't look like a big energy, big motivation person, and he looks really miserable. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, so this person will continue doing everything possible to prove that he is incurably disabled. And of course, it's a very pitiful people. They look miserable because for the rest of their life, they will continue to live this lifestyle of a person who deserves only that other people feel sorry for him or her. He will continue telling everybody I'm disabled, and I have done this video a few days ago. What does it mean? So, and now Mr. Snezhko offers you to see one of the video of his student who started severely, but then he took only 1 day course from Mr. Snezhko, and after that, Mr. Snezhko told him, it's fine, you can, he told him what to do, what speech instrument is, how he's supposed to move the speech instrument, but this particular student didn't spend 2 more days, because those who know a little bit about what the program that I offer 3-day course, just like Mr. Snezhko. But I also am offering today a 1-day course, which is kind of the same what we do on the very first day of the 3-day course. This is why this particular student took only 1-day course, but he did not have 2 more days where the practical, where the experiences, it's very important. For 2 more days, my students just do what I told them to do. I taught them on the very first day. I told them what they need to do to develop their normal speaking skills. And then they just do it for 2 more days under my supervision. And if they do it, then of course they can develop amazing speaking skills. They can become speech masters. So this is a very good example of the student who has taken only 1-day course from Mr. Snezhko, and now he is working independently. Nobody pushes him. Nobody kicks his ass, okay? And he just records his work and sends his video reports, uploads his video reports on YouTube and sends links to Mr. Snezhko every day. And Mr. Snezhko just watches these videos and comments. This is what you need to work on. This is good, this is bad, and something like this. Okay, so this is the video of the same student on day number 12. This is his 12th video report. Okay, so this is a very interesting video. I'm going to translate it simultaneously. Hopefully, I'm not going to have to stop it. So let's continue. So here is the student is sending the video report about their progress, how they are still developing their speaking skills, how they're following instructions of a teacher. They're not stopping their speech development. Nobody kicks their ass, and slowly they are just discovering new things about their own speech instrument. Because when we're using the speech instrument allows us to have some kind of a revelation about, oh, that's how speech instrument works. Okay. Hello, dear students. Today is the next video report in the school of Mr. Snezhko. Today, I mean, something very interesting, I have to stop. Something is really interesting happening in my life. And today is the day number 12 of my report. And I would like to share with you what are new revelations I have discovered on the day number 12 of my independent work with my speech instrument according to the instructions of Mr. Academic Roman Snezhko. Okay, listen. But before, I would like to say a big thank you for the comments of Mr. Snezhko under my videos. His explanation and understanding of my words explains a lot of things to me as well. I would like to add now that this student is working independently according to the individualized plan that I gave him. He is working according to my tasks, and he is independently learning without any kicks in his ass. He is working and sending video reports to me. It's very important for me as a teacher because I can see what is he doing, if he's doing it correctly, and what else I can help him. What other recommendation I can give him. So his speech would become even better. His speaking skills would become even more perfect. So some new thoughts I get, some revelations I get because of his comments. Thank you so much, Mr. Snezhko. Some time ago, he commented on my video and he said that I'm writing my chronicles. And I remembered some video that I watched many years ago on YouTube. I forgot about it. But in that video, they said that if you want to speed up your progress and really want changes in your life, you need to write chronicles. This lecture is still available on YouTube. It's in Russian. But when I watched this lecture, I wanted to experiment, but I didn't have a chance. And when Mr. Snezhko told me that I am writing my chronicles, I was like, wow, this is exactly what I'm doing. I see all the changes in me. I see how rapid these changes are, and I understand. Chronicles work. Here I want to explain. Chronicles are just looking at yourself, comparing yourself from yesterday and the mastery that you have achieved today. Every time a person moves, does the work, the mastery is growing. One day changes may be small, but if we record chronicles every day and we make video reports about the development of our speaking skills, we realize what mistakes we're making and what mistakes we still need to fix. So we are further enhancing our mastery, making it better. It's very important. We should not compete with other people. We should simply fix, make it better, our own mistakes. Get rid of our own mistakes and make better our skills. And of course, it's really not easy to notice our own mistakes. This is why, thanks to the technology we have today, this is amazing way technology shows to us. You can record your own speech. You can see your own mistakes. Of course, you need to understand what mistakes are, because only the teacher can explain to you what mistakes you have, right? So when my students come to me or when they come to Mr. Snezhko, we explain, this is a mistake, you need to fix it. How do I fix it? This is how you fix it. We demonstrate it to students. Okay? So after even 1 day course, when you understand that this is a mistake, you don't need a teacher. If you know that you are not the person who constantly needs a kick in his ass, then you don't need a teacher anymore much. You can do video reports. You can report to a teacher. Make these video reports, upload this to YouTube, send it to your teacher, and the teacher will tell you where you need to work, what mistakes you need to work on. And of course, even you yourself will see your own mistakes, because after the class, you understand that this is a mistake. Okay? And the comments of a teacher will make you understand it even better. Okay? So let's continue. Yeah, Gopi Nair, I see, guys, your messages on YouTube, on Facebook. Yeah, thank you for your comments, for your questions. Let me continue. I will finish this lecture translation of this, because to me, it's just so interesting. Okay, how a person who doesn't need a kick in his ass, a person, you can see that this person is a little older. He is like close to 50 years old, of course. He doesn't need anyone to kick his ass. He knows what to do, and he is just recording himself. And as he goes day after day, in 1 day, he doesn't see the changes. But if he goes day by day, he finally notices rapid changes. He notices the changes. Okay, wow, my hand is tired to hold it. Okay, let's continue. So yes, this is what he recommends. You can record yourself and you can see how much you're changing. What is the feeling of your mastery? How high your mastery level is? How many words you have learned already? And how amazing your self-confidence has grown. This is very, very important moment. I also would like to tell you what happened yesterday on day number 11. For the whole day, I walked around and couldn't figure it out. What was the feeling? I got the new feeling in my life. I've never had it. What is it? And I would say it's not the kind of appeared, it disappeared. Imagine you've been living your whole life and some parasite was holding you, like squeezing you tightly. And all of a sudden the jaws released, and all of a sudden this parasite get away from you. And by the end of the day, I finally realized the fear of speaking disappeared. You see how he smiled? It just disappeared like a parasite. I no longer am afraid of speaking. It's so amazing. I understand how normal people live. This is very important to understand. You learn to speak. I mean, you learn to do something. For example, driving a car. In the beginning, of course, it's a little bit scary because you are a newbie in this skill. You're discoordinated, you're not really know it well, you're not adjusted to the instrument. This is why in the beginning, yes, you have the fear of your uncertainty because you are a newbie. But if you continue to continue moving, continue, and eventually you get used to your instrument. And unfortunately, people who stutter are not used to using their speech instrument. They are not familiar with their speech instrument. This is why they're fearful of using their speech instrument, especially They're afraid of moving it in front of strangers, that they want to make a good impression on other people, and they cannot. This is the problem, okay? So let's continue what Mr. Snezhko says about what his student is talking. He's commenting. People who start to say, I'm used to speaking with my family, I'm used to speaking with a teacher. Can you get used to everyone in the world? Of course not. Every word we meet new people. You don't have to get used to people. You need to get used to your speech instrument, to your speech skills. When we get used to our speech instrument, it doesn't matter who is around us. It's just the same how we get used to the piano or a violin, to the instrument. And we don't care who is around us, who is our spectator. We don't care, we don't pay attention to people around us. They come and go, but their instrument is always with us. This is why normal people always get accustomed to his own instrument, to his own mastery skills. But the stutterer attempts to get accustomed to people. And this is impossible. This is a dead end. People always change. This is incorrect approach. Many people who started choose this way of getting accustomed to some situation, people, this is a dead end. The one who gets accustomed to his own instrument, which never changes, it's very simple because the instrument is always the same. But of course, just like musicians get used to playing an instrument like a guitar or a piano player, how the person who drives a car gets used to driving a car, this is the simple process of getting accustomed, getting used to using the instrument. And when a person gets used to using the instrument, see, on the 12th day of getting accustomed of working with a speech instrument, the fear of speaking disappeared because the person simply got used to his own instrument. There is no difference. There is no difference. A person all of a sudden discovered, wow, I'm not afraid of speaking anymore. I'm feeling myself a master. I have adapted to my instrument. And you, normal speakers, living like this? Wow. So I could do this as well a long time ago. This is a normal condition of a person. I didn't know that before. Wow, this is so amazing. It's amazing for me. For normal speakers, it's probably normal, but for me, it's like something out of this world. The whole core of myself to feel this freedom. Is this amazing? This is my news on the 12th day of everyone. I wish you all success, love, and patience. This is what the guy said. Okay, so that was a new revelation. On day number 12 of his work, according to the teacher's instructions, moving his instrument, working his instrument, using his instrument in the way the teacher taught him, on the day number 12 for this person, he lost the fear of speaking. He has become a master. Master. He is no longer afraid of speaking, and this is what he loves. Okay, let's see what else Mr. Snezhko says. So these are short revelations I get from the students. What's the most important? The most important is if you are moving your muscles, the fear weakens. The fear runs away from you. Those who move their speech instrument, in the beginning, yes, they're newbies, but the more you use your instrument, you get used to using your instrument, which never changes. You get used to the mastery, and you become accustomed to your mastery, because speaking is a job. It's a skill, the skill of using the instrument. So when you decide to do this work, then it works. Every word is saying the word is your work. It's a speech work. And if you are a master, you will never be afraid of doing anything. For a master of doing anything, it's just, okay, I'm not afraid to do anything. For me, when I speak, if I make a mistake, for me, it's an indication. I need to work on that. I need to make it better. As I explained, I guess I'm not going to do it anymore, because I see that people even left. They left questions and they left. I don't know how I did it. I did simultaneous translation. You saw, I'm not a translator, not a professional translator, but this is what I have made a decision to do. I want to take a course of simultaneous translation, interpretation. This is something that I want to improve my speech mastery. I know I am a speech master, but this is a new skill that I want to learn. And this is what I do. Okay, guys, let me know if you want to hear more. Let me know. I will translate. I will continue translation. Let me know. Type to me, because I see people are watching. Because I don't know. I can't see how successful I was translating. Okay? So I see hearts. Write to me. Do you want me to continue translating Mr. Snezhko's lecture? This is his lesson. If you want me to translate, I will translate. Okay. Type to me here, because people on Facebook and YouTube left. They left a lot of questions and they left. Okay. So meanwhile, while you are typing, I'm going to continue translating. For a speech master, using the speech instrument is something that a speech master is accustomed. There are no emotions about using the instrument. No fears, no excitement. Yes, Marina, I will continue. Thank you. This is why I recommend become a speech master. Take at least one class from myself and Mr. Snezhko. Take at least one day of speech mastery. And after you understand a lot about your own speech instrument, begin using your speech instrument professionally. Yes, in the beginning it could be like newbie. Like a newbie, yes, not like careful. In the beginning you may be like a newbie and you may be moving slowly, yes, in the beginning, but the more you move your instrument, the more you are getting accustomed to using it professionally. And once again, see, for this person, he lost his fear on day number 11. Okay? Fear, he lost the fear. For you, it could be before, or maybe on day number 12 or 13, or maybe even 10. I don't know. It's different with every person. But you need to learn how to use your speech instrument professionally. Get used to it. Get accustomed to using it. And you will never, ever be emotional, fearful, anxious about using your instrument. It's very, very simple. You simply need to get accustomed to using your instrument. It's your speech instrument. It doesn't do anything bad for you. It doesn't attempt to trick you. It doesn't make you do anything. There is no sickness of the speech instrument called stuttering. All there is in the world is lack of skills of a newbie, student, the beginner. If you are not using your instrument all the time correctly, then you will never be free, feel the freedom of using this speech instrument. You will never get this freedom of this state of appreciation to the master, speech master, to appreciation for even having this instrument, for loving your speech instrument. You will never have developed, you will never develop this appreciation for the fact that you do have this instrument. Like everyone on this planet, you have it. All you need to do is just to learn to move it in the exact same way as all people on the planet. You will have appreciation for your instrument that you have. And you will never blame your speech instrument that something is wrong with your speech instrument. Because your instrument is fine. If you have a violin, but you are not playing it correctly, it's not the fault of the violin. If you are playing the drum and not using it correctly, it's not the fault of a drum. If you're driving a car and not using it correctly, if your instrument is fine, but you are not using it correctly, this is not, don't blame the instrument. The problem is how you're gonna use your instrument. And stutterers don't use the instrument correctly. To learn to use your instrument, come to us. We will show it to you how to do it in reality. And then you don't need anyone to kick your ass. You need to become a master. You need to learn how to use the instrument. The teacher should not kick your ass all the time. The teacher should show you what to do, give recommendations, but not telling you, come on, do again, move your tongue, move your tongue. The teacher should not be doing this. This is just useless. Useless. You need to want to do it, to follow instructions of a teacher. So this is the topic that I was going to talk about today. Okay, the rest is he is answering questions of the students just like I do. I always answer questions of the students. Okay, if you guys, the ones who are watching me, want to hear the answer for your questions, just go ahead and type them here and I will answer the questions. Okay, I get already likes here on YouTube and Facebook. Now I am going to simply answer questions that people who started left here. Unfortunately, I do not see them watch, but you know what? Maybe they're gonna watch later. So I will answer their questions. So I have someone just wrote to me, well done. Thank you, that was very appreciative, your comment, because I have no way to know if I did a good job translating, because that was first time I was doing simultaneous translation. Oh, this is amazing, Mr. Snezhko is live now. See, I could probably do his translation if my headset works. One day I'm gonna do directly. I'm gonna just be with him and just mute his video, and I'm gonna be just telling you what he's saying. One day I'll do it, but I need to learn. I need to further enhance my speaking skills. So here is the question on YouTube. How to manage air block during speaking? Please explain it to me. Air block during speaking is the result of you not understanding what your instrument is, not understanding the air is always inside of your lungs. The air is called, I call it carbon dioxide gas. And here I would have to look at you, Gopi, and see what is it that you are doing, because there could be a few reasons why the air gets blocked. I can tell you in general. In general, it is you are not using correctly your instrument. Once again, let me explain to you that your speech instrument is, I call it a speech pipe. It is similar to this. Okay, maybe Gopi, you're here. If you're listening, let me know. Okay, I see people are watching. So speech instrument, I call it a speech pipe, is designed in a very similar way as this bicycle horn. So we always have carbon dioxide in our lungs. This is our lungs, kind of a model of our lungs. And when we speak, we always have carbon dioxide in our lungs. See what happens when we exhale the air from our lungs. Look, then look what happens to our lungs. Do we do anything to exhale? Do we need to do anything to get the air, to fill our air with lungs? Look, it happens automatically. This is what instrument you have. It works automatically. This instrument works automatically. The air, the moment you squeeze the air, okay, see, squeezing the air, your lungs pop up automatically, and the air gets inside of the lungs through our nose automatically. Automatically, we don't need to do anything, okay? So, but if at this moment when you are, your air, I mean, you said something, and if at this moment you begin inhaling the oxygen, you block the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is somewhere here, but on top you inhaling oxygen. So there is no access for the carbon dioxide. It's being blocked. This is what you do. It's incorrect use of your speech pipe. So this is one of the reasons why the air gets blocked, because you cannot speak, because we speak on exhalation. The air is coming out. The air, carbon dioxide, is moving out. And when you inhaling, the oxygen is moving in. And by the way, we do not use oxygen for speaking. For speech, we need carbon dioxide. I didn't explain it to you. Okay? This is why you block. If you are exhaling oxygen, the access to carbon dioxide is blocked. So this is kind of the bottom, but also bottom line, but also could be a different reason for the air block. If you don't know what to say yet, if you don't know, if you have not moved, wrong word, have not trained your tongue to move, to say the word. You do not have the muscle memory of your tongue to say the word. This is why, even if you look at something, let's say you're looking at this horn, right? This is the word horn. But if you have not learned to say the word, to create this word with horn, with two movements of your tongue, you have never done this, then you may block again. You may block again. Okay, so the block could be here, the block could be here, the block could be anywhere. I need to see you, why you're making mistakes. Okay, so but the bottom line is very simple. You simply, Gopi, you don't know how your instrument works, how your instrument is supposed to be used. Okay, just Another example I'll give you. Imagine a trumpeter. This is a trumpeter. Right? The trumpeter is playing this way. They put their lips like this and they go, right? This is how trumpeters play. And what will happen if at this moment they begin inhaling? Will the instrument work? No, the instrument will not work. You need to understand that speaking is very similar to playing a trumpet. Or another example I give sometimes, it's like whistling. It's like whistling. You need to have trained the muscles, the instrument, to form the positions where the air is coming and rubbing over the surfaces inside of the instrument. And if you still haven't done it, if you still haven't trained your tongue, because this is the main muscle in the body, your tongue, if you still haven't learned it, how to use it, then you're going to be like, let's say, you see a trumpeter playing a tune, right? You are listening to it. You may even sing it, imitate it, okay? Like, for example, today in all the stores we hear these tunes. La 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 la. We hear it. It's ringing in our ears in all the stores around Christmas, right? But if you never ever played the musical instrument, let's say a trumpet, can you play this tune on a trumpet? You know it. You know how it sounds. Can you play it on a trumpet? No, you cannot. Please understand, if you do not have a muscle memory on the trumpet, how to play it, and by the way, here as well, right? That's how they play. Or can you, for example, play this tune, the same tune I sang, can you play it on a piano? No, you can't. If you never played it before, if you never trained your fingers, if you never learned to move your fingers to play this tune. Please understand, speaking is also playing a musical instrument. It's exactly the same. So if you have not trained your tongue to make the movements for each and every word that you want to say, you may even remember how the word sounds. You may have even remembered, you have learned how to write this word. You have trained your hand, the muscle memory of your hand, to write this word. But if you have never ever trained your speech instrument to create this spoken word, you will stumble. You will block. 100% guarantee. Yeah, sometimes people who stutter can say it better. Sometimes they guess it right, because it's always a game of guessing game. Sometimes you can guess it right, but most of the time you don't guess it right. This is why I do recommend, just come to me. Come to me. I will show it to you. I will explain to you how the instrument that you are using when you speak, how the instrument works. And just continue moving your instrument. Get accustomed to your instrument. Get used to it. Moving, using your instrument, moving your tongue everywhere, anytime, in front of anybody. And once again, yes, after the class, it could be because you're still a newbie. You just hear, it's like someone would give you a trumpet and show how to use it. Can you play a beautiful tune right away on the trumpet? No, of course not. You would have to repeat it many times correctly, not with mistakes, of course, correctly. You need to move your muscles, get accustomed to using this instrument. And then guess what? All of a sudden, you will be playing this tune maybe in a few days beautifully. And it doesn't matter who is in front of you. Doesn't matter who is listening to you. Because people come and go, as Mr. Snezhko explained. People come and go. The instrument is always the same. It's always with you. Always with you. We never, ever use a different instrument. The rules, the rules for using the speech instrument never change. This is why it's so simple to speak. Okay, guys, I see a lot of people now. You guys are watching me. You're listening to me. Maybe I am explaining everything in an easy way that you don't have questions. But if you do have questions, just go ahead and ask. Ask your questions. Okay? Because I'm a very, very rational person, and I don't like to waste my time. My time is valuable. And I want to be productive. Every time I speak, I want to be productive. I want to help you. I want you to not just waste your time sitting and watching me. I want to answer your questions. And sometimes I'm making a joke. The joke is just, turn me on. I need your questions. Turn me on with your questions, and I will go. Because I am the only English-speaking person on this planet who has all the answers to all the questions of people who stutter. All the answers. The only help I do ask of Mr. Snezhko when I, unfortunately, also deal with someone who constantly needs a kick in the ass. If you know you're not that person, you don't need a kick in the ass. You don't need someone else's motivation. You're welcome. You're welcome. Come to me. I will explain exactly what you need to do. And if you want more time with the teacher, which I do recommend, because I like giving people 100% success guarantee. And it is only possible when you stay with me for 3 days. And if you do exactly what I will tell you to do, you would have to do it without asking questions. This is a little warning. No questions. Just do what I told you to do. Because at the moment, I'm dealing with one of my 3-day course. This person is from Malaysia. He lives in Malaysia, and I thought that his questions, even during the class, were coming from him not speaking well English language. And I was just feeling sorry for the guy. I kept answering questions. I kept explaining everything. But after a few months of doing this and spending a lot of time with him, talking to him on Skype, after several months spending with him and explaining everything to him, I finally went to Mr. Snezhko. I said, what's going on with this guy? I asked him to do things, but he doesn't do it. And then Mr. Snezhko got in the picture, and he started communicating directly with this person. The student would write a question, I would translate to Mr. Snezhko, I would get the answer of Mr. Snezhko, I would translate it to the student. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And I finally learned that these people exist because I have never worked with this kind of a person. And I have worked with close to 400 students already. This is the first case when you tell a person, move your tongue, and he looks at you and he says, I can't. I go, do it right now. When he does it, it works. But then he says, I can't. I don't know what his situation is, but even during the time when we spent together yesterday, we spent 2 hours together. He kept asking questions, kept asking questions. I'm like, stop asking questions. We told you what to do, just do it. But he didn't do it. This is why if you are a person who is not ready to do exactly what I will tell you to do, don't even come to me. Don't. Okay, I don't want to deal with schizophrenics, because that person is definitely a person, something is kind of not correct with his condition. I tell him do this, and every time I tell him do this, he goes, how? I can even tell, I can brief the conversation I had with him. I was patiently explaining. He goes, how do I do this? I explain. How do I do that? Explain. How do I do? Explain. And then he told me, what was that? Oh, I asked him, how do you move your finger like this? I asked him, how do you move your finger? No, he asked me, I asked him, how do you know that your finger is moving? He said, I don't know. I said, and he immediately asked, how do I know my finger is moving? I said, you're feeling it. You're feeling. See, do it. You can do it even on your own. Move your finger. How do you know that your finger is moving? Do you know it? I'm not looking at it. I'm feeling. I'm getting a sensory feedback from my finger. I'm feeling that my finger is moving. Okay? So, and that guy said, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you get a sensory feedback? And I just joked. I said, ask God. And you know what he wrote back to me? How to ask God? Okay? So, and after that, I, of course, translated my conversation with him to Mr. Snezhko. And I went, and he wrote to me, Anna, don't write anything to him. Don't give him even one little piece of information. All we need to do, direct him to doing, to actions, to moving. Otherwise, he will never become a master of moving of his tongue. He needs to move the tongue. He needs to do it. And this is what we do. We ask that student to do some work. Move your tongue, do this task, do this task. Every time we would give him a task, he would fight us. Fight us, because this is a perfect example of extremely irrational student. I'm not saying bad words. Roman is more kind of like this. This student is very irrational. He's been conditioned to be this way. Don't know the details in his life. But he's been conditioned to sit here in his mind and generate questions instead of moving the muscle. Move. Speech is a muscular skill. You need to move your muscles. Thank you for joining the deep. Thank you for your likes, guys. Okay, move. And that specific student, yes, he paid for 3-day course and his speech was perfect. I even made a video. Actually, he asked me to cover his face because he was afraid of everything. When he was moving, he was perfect. But then he said, I can't. I'm like, yes, you can. You need to do it. So the bottom line is, once again, I recommend, if you want to learn how, yes, someone just wrote, I want a consultation with you, ma'am. Of course, I'm available. You got to understand, I want is the beginning. Now you have to act. Type me a message, even in Instagram. Type me a message and let's schedule our conversation. The conversation can be on YouTube on Facebook Messenger, on Instagram, on Skype. Skype is my preferable place. I prefer Skype because this is my classroom, okay? And I will never skip. I mean, I will never miss your message. Sometimes on WhatsApp, people are writing to me and it takes time for me to get to WhatsApp. And yeah, Skype is good. Yeah, Skype is the best. Honestly, I have worked on Zoom. I have worked on other platforms. Skype is the best. I will explain why. Number one, it's free. We don't have to pay. Of course, we are paying because I am doing group sessions on Skype. I'm doing with my mentor, with Mr. Snezhko, with me, with students. Sometimes I work with a student and his parents in some other country. So we do group sessions, and this is what you need to pay. But if I am paying for it, my students don't have to pay. So it's still going to be free for the students, okay? This is why it's perfect. Skype is the best. And everything we have done before remains in the same place. I see what we talked about. I see what information I have given to you. I know who is in front of me, okay? Okay, can we talk tomorrow for consultation? I live in India. Of course we can. You need to type to me a message, private message, not here, okay? Type me a private message and we schedule it. And the best recommendation, type me a message, send a request to Educator, one word, small letters, no space between, Educator, one word. Type to me a message there. I will accept your Skype request. I want to show to you my Skype so you could understand and not make a mistake, because some people do make mistakes when they, okay, you see a little icon, little green icon, you see this? This is how my Skype looks like. This is the, I actually can show it to you on my book. My Skype looks like this, okay? So please look for this, yes, because I believe someone else has Anna Deeter, Skype name. I don't know, some people complained that they couldn't get to me. Okay, you are already my friend on Skype. Perfect. Have we talked already? If we have, then let me remind you, I do only one free consultation. Okay. I do only one free consultation. Then you would have to pay, because when I talk to people on Skype for free, okay, if we talked, then you need to make a choice. You already need to pay. Not Skype, it doesn't matter. If we have already spoken, then you need to choose, because my time is expensive. You can take short time. I recommend you take one-day course. One-day course is really not that expensive today. It's affordable, okay? So, and I recommend you can take one-day course and you're gonna be just like that student that I talked about. I don't know if you watched this video from the beginning, I'm not sure. If you haven't seen the beginning, I recommend you go and watch this video from the beginning. I'm gonna just leave it here. Hopefully, I can save the video, okay? So guys, any questions? I've been on air 1 hour, 15 minutes. Any questions? If there are no questions, I see a few people are watching on Instagram, on YouTube. I have likes. Okay, thank you for the likes. Okay, thank you so much, Julia, for your heart, for your wave. Okay, and the divine, I don't know, the diving deep. So you wrote, I will send you a message on Skype. Perfect. And make a decision what class you want to take. If we haven't talked yet about it, I will explain it to you. I don't know, I still didn't understand whether we did have conversation about what the options are or not. Okay. I'll give you two people are left on Instagram. I'll give you a minute to type a message, Yulia, if you are a person who stutters, stammers, clutters, or just simply are afraid to speak in public. This is the time when you can ask, thank you, thank you. Thank you for staying with me and asking questions. And begin, you need to understand what I'm doing now. I want to create a new egregor. Don't know if you're familiar with what egregor is. The egregor can be, it's something that is not at the physical level. It's the energy that becomes really powerful on the planet. It comes from big groups of people. The more people are involved in this energy, the bigger this entity becomes. This kind of, I don't know how to call it, entity. Could be negative entity, could be positive entity. Egregor could be good or could be bad. So today, did you have stammering? We all are stammerers. Every time you make a mistake, this is stammering. Understand it. You need to understand that stammering is not a disability. It's a big fat lie. And this is why I'm talking about the egregor. Go back to my previous videos when I was talking about the egregor. I think that was the time when Instagram and Facebook put me in their prison. I could not upload that video. That was a very good video, but I couldn't upload it. If you want to watch it, you can go to my YouTube, subscribe to YouTube, and you will see that video. Okay? So, but here I'm going to explain briefly. If too many people believe in something, it's the faith, basically, the faith. A lot of people, for example, believe in Buddha, right? And Buddha becomes an entity. People begin making pictures of Buddha. People begin drawing. See, this was stuttering. I forgot the word. I had to take time to recall the word, okay? So some people draw pictures of Buddha, other pictures draw pictures of Jesus Christ. Some people draw pictures of God, different kinds of gods, okay? Whatever they believe in, this I call entity. But of course, God is a good entity, positive entity, because it's an entity of creation. And if you believe in God, you believe you're loved, you believe you are good, stuff like this, okay? This is good. But a lot of people believe in it, and this positive entity, then it exists at the non-physical level, because we do not see God. We don't. But it exists. Okay, just like radio waves. We know they exist. We do not see it. Yeah, I believe in universe, man. Good. I believe not in universe. I believe in multiverse. I believe that there are more than one universe. We live in one universe, but there are many, many others. I believe in multiverse. But I have never seen it. Not in this life, maybe before. I believe that I have lived before. I have a very old soul, because I do see a lot of things that other people don't. Other people, young souls, they are just learning. They do not see what I see. And I, for example, don't see what Mr. Snezhko can see. Multiverse is a new word for me. Yep, new word. Multiverse, yes. So what I'm saying is that today, unfortunately, only the negative entity, the egregor called stuttering, exists. Egregor of evil entity. It's called stuttering. Too many people believe in it, and guess what? This negative entity possesses the minds of millions of people on the planet. Millions. Too many people believe, and guess how this evil entity, how and who feeds this entity? Who gives it energy? You. People who stutter. People who believe that there is something wrong with them, that they are incurably disabled. They need a cure. They need a treatment. They need some special technique to speak. They need to do breathing practice. They need to do whatever, relaxation techniques. They need a massage. They need a hypnotherapy. These are all lies. And because you believe that you need it, you give energy to this evil entity that is in possession for your mind. And not just for your mind, for the mind of thousands, millions of people on the planet. Millions of people on the planet believe this untruth. I am not good enough. I am sick. I am disabled. I am this, I am that. I'm small. Others are big. Others are smart. I am not. And if you believe that, guess what? You're going to get everything that you believe in. You're going to get exactly what you believe in. Thank you, Danny. Thank you for waving. My Daniel. Daniel Deeter is my husband, just joined. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your likes. You can give me more hearts. Your words are so motivating, ma'am. Listen, I speak because I believe in God. My entity that possesses my mind is God, not stuttering. I believe in people's mastery. I believe that if you have an instrument, which you do, I know you do, all people who stutter have this instrument. Here, I showed it. You have the instrument. This is here. And of course, inside of our mouth, there is a little part in our mouth. This. This is the instrument. If you want to learn how to use this instrument correctly, come to me. Take at least one day, and I will be happy to show to you, to demonstrate it to you, and encourage you to keep improving, keep mastering, make it even better. Most of my students speak much better than the ones around them. Because I am behind them. I am like, go, go. It's unlimited. Speech mastery is unlimited. As I just mentioned, today I'm going to the next level of my own speech mastery. I have never studied in universities to learn to be a professional translator. I was doing it okay. I live in the United States. I do speak English myself. But being an interpreter, being a translator is a skill you need to learn. And because I have been translating Mr. Snezhko for years, this is why I said, you know what? Let me do it. Let me just do it. Yes, I don't think it was perfect. Sometimes I would repeat words. Sometimes I would just have to stop the video because I felt that I was kind of running behind Mr. Snezhko. I do not have the skills yet. I'm learning, but I'm not going to stop. And I have already found someone to teach me these skills. I'm going to take the course, and guess what? I'm going to pay for this course because I really want to improve myself. I want to grow my speech mastery. I believe in speech mastery. Okay? I can't take consultation class with you tomorrow, ma'am. We have talked over Instagram in November. Then you know everything. I've told you everything. You don't need to talk to me. You just need to decide which one of the three. Remember, I told you about 3 options. Just come to me. 3 options. You can take just 2 to 3 hours of my time. I will teach you the best I can during these 2 to 3 hours. Not a lot, but even in this time you will learn. You will address some of the blocks, some of the lies, clear the mind from the lies in your head. It's very, very helpful. Even 2 to 3 hours spent with me is helpful. Then there is the 1-day course. Remember, I told you how much it costs. Okay? So 2-hour course. 2-hour, not 2-hour, 2-day, 1-day course. 1-day course. And there is the most expensive, but the best one, the 3-day course. It's unlimited time I give to my students. Yes, you are following my instructions for 3 days. And this is why I provide a 100% success guarantee. But you have to choose which course you're going to take. If you don't have enough money, get a job, earn money, and come to me. And meanwhile, if we talked, I'm sure I have explained to you that I encourage you to read one of my free ebooks. Have you read this book? I very often talk about this. Have you read this book, my dear? If we talked, I am sure that I told you about this book. This book, they are free. You don't spend a penny on buying these books. Okay? Why not? Why? I told you to read this book. See, this is what I was talking about today. People who stutter always want, a lot of people who stutter always want kick in the ass. Why do I need to kick your ass? Why? It's your problem. No, look what you wrote. Send me the ebook, man. No, it's not my actions. It's your actions. Go to the website. I told you what to do. Did I? Did I tell you what to do? If I didn't, I can send you the video. The link. Contact me on Skype and tell me if you need the link. I will send you the link and you will go download the book and read it. Okay? I don't need to do anything. It's your job. It's your work. Move, move, move. Stop sitting around and waiting. Stop believing that some magician will come, kind, generous magician will come to you and fix your life. It will never happen. You got to take care of yourself. Like how my sweater looks today. Fixing my sweater. Okay? It's too big on me. Okay. Stop wasting your own life. Begin moving. Only when we move without someone kicking our ass, we see the progress. I recommend you go back to the beginning of the video and watch what is it that Mr. Snezhko was talking about when I was translating him. Today, it's kind of an amazing day because that was the first time I just held the phone by my ear and I was translating Mr. Snezhko's direct lecture, his direct lesson. And I was just speaking kind of almost with his words. Okay. Darling, yes, ma'am, thank you for motivation. The motivation should come from you, not from someone else. This is the best motivation. Do you want to fix your life? Then motivate yourself. Look inside of yourself and answer honestly the question, do you want to be like everyone else or you want to feel miserable, dependent? You want people to feel sorry for you? Or do you want to be independent and boss around people yourself? It's up to you. You can go either way. God has given us a choice. This is something that we all have. We have a free will, a choice. We can sit around and wait and waste our life, or we can get up on our feet and begin moving. And people who stutter, most people who stutter have a lot of energy. a lot of energy. There is absolutely nothing wrong with them. They just do not direct this energy to the right place. They sit and wait when someone will come and fix them, when something will happen without their participation. I'm here to tell you, you are waiting for nothing. It's a dead end. You need to take actions, okay? Only when we take actions, we see the result. And by the way, we're going to talk about it maybe tomorrow at the same time. I have figured out the best time. It's about noon of my time, 12 o'clock, where I can catch different time zones. This is when I'm going to begin doing it regularly. The ones who want to hear me directly and ask their questions, you guys would have to adjust. Noon of Northern Florida time, Eastern time. Okay, there are questions I skipped. Let me look at the question. Darlington, hi, good to see you here. I don't have much questions, Anna. I'm making the process to take the class small time. What do you mean small time? 1 day course? Okay, take 1 day course, but you gotta be prepared that the rest is gonna be up to you, because you're not gonna have 2 more days under my supervision. And this is why I'm not going to give you any guarantee, 100% guarantee. Okay? And by the way, I'm just thinking right now about that student I mentioned. It's the very first student over 10 years I've been working with. Yes, I've had difficult students that their parents would pay for them, and they would be just sitting here and waiting when the magician and a Deeter would fix their speech, and they wouldn't do anything. But I have never worked with such irrational person who actually worked himself to collect money for his education. Yes, he went in the course where we had a huge discounted price, but still I allowed him to take the course, and he just extremely irrational person. Extremely. I also told him 100% success guarantee if you do exactly what I told you to do. If there is a little document that all my students have to sign, I sign and they sign. The document says that I guarantee 100% to do this, blah, 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 certain points. I give it to every student who is ready to take the class. And my student signs this document, and there is a list of guarantees that my students also gives to me. This specific student has broken every guarantee. Whatever he signed under the document and promised that he will do this, and that, and he will not do this, and that, he broke it all. So normally I would have to tell him, you know what? If you do not keep your guarantees, why should I keep mine? But he doesn't understand it. I kind of feel that this guy it's a real mental problem, real. And I have no way to deal with it because I need his parents, I guess. He is an adult. He is 24, 25 or something. He really is mentally sick, because mental illnesses do exist. And when you work online, it's not written on a person's head. I am a crazy guy. I don't know. I accept everyone. And when I begin working, but I still am not refusing to work with him. I'm still communicating with him. I am actually take it as a challenge, because I have never worked with this kind of, and it's typical schizophrenia. A person lives in his own world and he doesn't understand what I'm telling him about. He doesn't understand. Okay? And even when it gets through his confused mind, he doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. Okay. So I want to fix my life, then you know what? You need to take at least a small course, 1-day course, maybe 2-hour course. They're inexpensive. At least start somewhere. Or you just begin reading the book. Get the book and read it. Because this book is my favorite book. Out of all my books, even though some people have already told me that the latest book I downloaded, I published, it's the book Correcting Speech of People Who Stutter. This is the book, people who have read it, they call it a masterpiece. It's all about speech. It's correcting speech of those who stutter. It's just step by step what to do, an explanation. But if you are not really strong in reading and understanding what you read, this book is not for you. I have written this book for Etalon speech educators. Please understand, because I'm getting ready to teach a college course. I hope I will be able to do it. I don't hope, there is no way I can see when. I'm planning to start in March, but I don't know if we're going to have enough funds for this. We need funding for starting the college course, teach online. Hopefully we will be able to get the funds. So, but if you don't want to invest anything, you don't want to buy the book, that book that I just showed, or this book, which is really inexpensive as well. Okay, this is another book. I recommend you begin with reading a free ebook. Free. Okay? Free. But don't ask me to send you the book. You need to go and download the book. Because, Darlington, have you read this book? I want you to tell people. By the way, Darlington, if you're still there, you want to talk to me live right here, or you're afraid? Those of you who are not shy to talk with me live, I invite you. You can join this live video if you want. Okay. YouTube viewers, Facebook viewers, I see you there. Ask your questions. Ask your questions. I am the best when I answer questions. I can be entertaining. I can be la la la. I can sing songs with you, but this is not my goal. I am here to answer questions. I want this lesson to be productive. Okay? I am on air 1 hour, 37 minutes. By the way, thank you so much. There are 5 likes already on Facebook. Guys, if you still have not subscribed to my YouTube, please do. Please, please. Oh, this is what I was going to tell you, and I didn't complete my thought when I was talking about egregor. This is what I want us, you and me, create together. We need to create a positive egregor, not the negative egregor of stuttering. Instead of egregor of stuttering and believing in disability, let's create together a positive egregor of speech mastery. Let's create the new egregor. Yes, I'm the master. Yes, I can do it. Speech master. Egregor of speech masters. This is what I'm up to. In Russia, there are quite a few people who are doing this because Mr. Snezhko lives in Russia, and he has helped, I don't know, maybe 20,000 people already have stopped stuttering, and their egregor of speech masters are huge in Russia. But unfortunately, the conventional speech therapist professionals are still fighting, because they still believe the egregor of stuttering is still in possession of their mind. Please understand. And they are feeding this egregor of stuttering, and more young children are being infected with this informational virus. They again believe that they are born genetic freaks, that they cannot speak. I just hate the word cannot. Yes, you can. The word cannot is not a sickness. The phrase cannot is a very common phrase, natural phase of the beginner, of a newbie. If you're still a newbie, of course you say, I cannot. If I want to fly a helicopter, okay? I want to fly a helicopter. I sit in the helicopter, I put my hands on the, whatever they have this thing in the helicopter, not a wheel, but I don't know, this stick, right? I put my hand and the instructor will say, Anna, move this hand forward. Handle forward. I go forward. And then the instructor tells you, now go to the right, go to the left. I will do it, okay? And the helicopter will take off. I will fly. But on the next day, when I'm again with the instructor sitting, my hand is here, I'm gonna go, okay, what should I do first? I'm still a beginner. I'm still a newbie. I have to go, oh, okay, my instructor told me to do this. Okay, my instructor told me to do this. I am still not familiar, not accustomed to the instrument. The helicopter now with the instrument is the instrument. So I just heard it was not accurate and I fixed it. Is. Okay? So when I'm gonna do after I have done it, maybe for a month, I don't need instructor anymore. I go like this and I fly. Okay, do you understand me? Speech is exactly the same. You need to get accustomed to moving your instrument. Unfortunately, you do not know how to do it. Come to me, I'll explain how to use your instrument, and then you don't need me. You can just keep going, move, keep improving, keep increasing the skills of a master, speech master. Okay, one more minute. No more questions? Then I'll go. Oh, sorry, I didn't move. Okay, Darlington. Yes, I have read that book. It talks about Hussein is, or Darlington is talking about this book. Yes, I have read this book. Why? Something is in my throat. Excuse me. It happens sometimes. This book talks about Hussein, how he struggled before he took the class. It's very interesting. Okay. Thank you so much. You are so motivating. Okay, guys. Lots of love to you. No more questions. I gotta go drink some water. And see you tomorrow, noon Eastern time. I'm gonna be doing every day noon Eastern time. The only time I'm not gonna do it if I'm working with a student. Of course, the paid student is more important for me. Okay? Lots of love to you. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm gonna stop.